here for folks like us. Wrong city, wrong people.
And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Aesop Grimm here, and this is the continuation of my playthrough of TBC Anniversary. We are on the mage right now because I want to show you how this has paid off for me so far, and I do not have my whole system in place yet. I don't even have everybody with their professions that I want to have. So just real quickly, let me tell you about that in case there's any new people here. I have a 3-character system I use. My main character is a hunter, and that's who we're going to be playing on today because we're going to go do some stuff with leatherworking. My primary alternate character is a druid, and I made the druid specifically to be a gathering alt for me. That's why I picked the druid class, because that flight form is amazing. But that will also, at least right now, I plan on that also being my primary alternative character for playing the game and like going to additional raids within my guild with alts and stuff like that. And my 3rd character is this blood elf mage here, Halcyon Days. And the idea is that Trump, who is Trump Mugshot is my hunter. So the hunter, who is leatherworking and skinning right now, once he makes his BIS, I guess, BOP items and puts those on, is supposed to go into engineering and jewel crafting. I'm actually kind of waffling on that a little bit. I need to talk to my guild officers to find out whether I'm understanding how drums of war work correctly and whether they really want me to stick with leatherworking or if it's okay to switch. But if it's okay to switch, then I plan on my hunter being an engineer and a jewel crafter, because the jewel crafting gets you access to some really nice BOP trinkets. The thing is, I'm starting to get some really nice BOP trinkets for Trump already. So we'll take a look at that. So anyway, the plan as it exists right now is that Trump will eventually move to engineering and jewel crafting. So my druid alt then would be herbalism and mining. Mining so that he can feed the ore to Trump. Herbalism so that he can feed my mage, who right now is tailoring and enchanting herbs to put on the AH and to do alchemy with and to make transmutes, because she will eventually ditch tailoring for alchemy and then keep the enchanting. We had a problem on this server where people are really camping out. I'll show you, actually. Let's hop on the druid real quick. People are really camping out the vendor in Moonglade that sells the Arcanite Rod formula. And that stuff is selling for like 200 gold on the AH. So, see, it's not here. And it's because these people are. They're botting. Or they have... Actually, they're usually not botting. It's people like me. It's players. But they have a macro that they sit here and they run the macro, or it's an auto script. And it just keeps checking her until it finds the recipe. They get the recipe and they go sell it on the AH. And they buy as many as... Some people will set up here for a whole day. While they're watching Netflix or something, and just have their script running. To me, even if you are a real person behind a keyboard, that is botting. So anyway, I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. And that is creating a choke point for advancing as an enchanter. So I was very happy then to find out that I did not need to get to 300 enchanting in order to accomplish what I wanted to do. If I needed to get to 300 enchanting, I was going to have that runed Arcanite rod. But instead, what it is that I needed to get to, I think, 275 or 280 enchanting. I got to 285 with just the runed True Silver Rod. And that allows me to disenchant all of the BOEs. It's like 99% of all BOEs that you can come across in Outland, she can disenchant. And that has paid off in droves. This girl right here, yesterday morning, I'm recording this as of early Sunday morning. So Friday night / early Saturday morning, she had 12 gold. Because I sent like the 300 gold that she had on her to Trump, or I think it was 200, so that he could buy his epic mount. This idea has paid off spectacularly for me. I am very, very pleased. And you can see I'm running Auctionator, and currently I have these items. It looks like these things, man, it is a buyer's market right now. Or I guess a seller's market. Stuff is selling so fast. You can see, look, oh, sold. Oh, I just put this stuff up right before starting to record. Literally right before. So here's some things that have not sold yet. I might need to make those into lesser planar essences, but we'll see. But everything else sold right away. So I'm just waiting for the money to turn up in my bank. So that's gone really, really well. I'm very excited about it. Okay, let's log over to Trump. I've made huge strides, guys. For one, I'm level 70 now. So this is my main character. We just went into Gruul's Lair today for the first time as a guild. I could not stay. I was only able to complete the first boss fight. But even so, let's take a look at my gear. Well, let's not look at that just yet. Even so, I finished 4th on this, the first boss fight. This was the one that we actually succeeded on. It took us 4 or 5 times to get the mechanics down. And you can see that I was number 4 on the DPS list at 544 DPS. Salahandro is a pretty good player, new to our guild, but a real life or maybe long-term internet friend of one of our guild leaders. So the guild leadership is familiar with both of these people right here, Salahandro and Rob Sork. Now we'll look at the gear. So I have a gear score here of 1274 and an average item level of 103. And I'm running the Mok'Nathal Beast Mask. This is one of the pre-raid BIS items according to one of the many lists out there. I think this is according to Loon, actually. I have an add-on called Loon Best in Slot. Then I've got this Talon Lord's Collar. Oh yeah, so I think that is Loon showing you their best for Hunter. And then this one is best for Druid, Bear, and Warrior Protection, but I'm not positive. This one is BIS for Hunter. This is the only piece of the Beast Lord armor set that I have right now, but it is the shoulders. I actually got this by coming in to help a guildie group that had a player bounce on them on the last boss of a dungeon. So I joined in just to lend a helping hand, and I had this drop for me, so that was really nice. Then I've got this cape, Cloak of Impulsiveness. I've got Shamble Hide Chest Guard. This is, I think, oh, yeah, that's Hunter specific. Maybe Shaman gear. There's a lot of Shaman gear in this game, it seems to me. Akanai Bracers. Currently, I've got Terox Quill. This is really good. As a two-hander, this is good for melee weaving. Unfortunately, I don't know how to melee weave right now. But that's what I've read, is that you always want a two-hander that smacks really hard for your melee weaving, because your melee abilities are instant strikes, so your weapon speed doesn't matter. So you want it to hit as hard as possible. Then I've got Velanos longbow. I'm using black flight arrows. Over here I've got the handguards of precision. I've got the tracker's belt. I've got nether leggings. Boots of the Outlander. Time-bending gem. Fellblood band. Bladefist breath is good. And with just a minute 30 cooldown, so that's nice. And then this one right here is Biss. One of my Biss items. Hourglass of the Unraveler. Really big deal. Chance on critical hit to increase your attack power by 300 for 10 seconds. So this is going to be active pretty often. There's probably an internal cooldown involved somewhere, but I don't know enough to really be able to tell you too much about that. My reputations, I'm revered with Cenarian Expeditions, so I just bought the heroic key for that. I am honored with the Consortium. I am friendly with the Magyar. This is something that I need to get to, I think, honored with in order to go and buy a better arrow bag than the quick draw quiver. This would be a not hide arrow bag, I believe. If I can get this up to 9 honored. It might be higher than that, I'm not sure. The requirement. I'm currently at honored with Thrallmar. I need this to get to revered ASAP so that I can buy the bow from the quartermaster. It's one of my Biss items. Currently I'm honored with Lower City, neutral with the Shatar, neutral with the Aldor clan, honored with Keepers of Time. I think that's all that's applicable to Outlands. Okay, so I just got the recipe. This is what we're going to be messing around with today. I just got the recipe to convert not hide leather into heavy not hide leather. I didn't even know this was a thing. I've been running out of stuff to train on my primary trainer. Well, it turns out it was sold by a vendor, a supply vendor here in Shatrath. So I just recently discovered that, and I was able to go and buy it. And I made some of these heavy not hide armor kits, and I went ahead and got all of my gear that the not hide armor kit applies to, which is head, chest, shoulders. Okay, head, chest, shoulders, legs, hands, and feet to give 10 plus 10 stamina. But what I want to do is I want to make Cobra hide leg armor. Now these primal airs, these are expensive, but what else am I going to spend my gold on at the moment? So I need to get Cobra scales, and I need more not hide leather that I can then convert into heavy not hide leather. So we're going to ask Google, where can I farm? And it was Cobra scales, right? This button here is a little bit finicky. You gotta click it in the right area or it won't really work for you. Yeah, Cobra scales. Where can I farm Cobra scales? Three types of serpent mobs in Outlands. The Agrand, around a 10% drop rate per again. And these are also 10%, so we should go to the place that is easiest, that will kill the fastest at. Twilight Ridge and Warmall Hill in Nagrand. We're looking for Twilight Serpents. Alright, so we're headed to Nagrand. And this is, you know, this whole series is just about me discovering new content, learning how to play this game, and slowly finding things like, oh, I have to actually buy that recipe to convert not hide leather into heavy not hide leather, as opposed to just learning it from a primary trainer, which is how it's been in the past, right? So, we're doing that again. I guess I should show you why I want the cobra hide. Oh, it's only for legs. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Permanently attach cobra hide armor onto pants to increase attack power by 40 and crit strike rating by 10. Okay, let's bring this up. It says Twilight Ridge and Warmall Hill. Let's find that on the map. Okay, here's Twilight Ridge. And here's Warmall Hill. And I'd like to do some episodes with the Druid also for this week, but Trump is a real serious priority right now. Like today I need to go and do, maybe I should show you. I need to do Black Morass for my attunement to Karazhan, because we are scheduled to run Karazhan on Monday. So you can see I reached level 68. This is my add-on that I use called Attune. I reached level 68. I spoke with Archmage Alterus out there at Karazhan. I did the Restless activity and the Arcane Disturbances. I flew to Hillsbrad Foothills and spoke with the mage at Dalaran. Went back to Khadgar. Where was this at? Deliver Altra. Oh no, went to Khadgar in Shatrath City. Got the quest to go into Shadow Labs and picked up entry into Karazhan. Did the Shadow Labs run. Killed Murmur. Got the first key fragment from that. Then went back to Karazhan, turned that in. Got the quest for the Arcatraz and for the second and third fragments. Went into Arcatraz, defeated Zaraketh and Hydromancer in the Steam Vaults. So Zaraketh and Arcatraz and Hydromancer Thespia in the Steam Vaults to get the upper, or to get the second and third fragments. Acquired those. Completed that quest, turned it in, got the quest for the Black Morass and the Master's Touch. Go into the Caverns of Time and convince Medivh to enable your restored apprentice's key. Yes, okay. So I need to talk to Medivh, and then he should create the key for me. And I will then return to Khadgar. He'll make the master key. Then I gotta do this quest, I guess, the Violet Eye. Looks like I just need to talk to him. And then I will become attuned. So all of that has to be done today. I'm at Black Morass, so really it should be just talking to Medivh and then going and talking to Khadgar. I think, I really hope that I've got that right. So all of that to show you, like, Trump is a major priority right now. We're getting into raiding. I need to get him geared. I need to be looking at my best in slot items and running those dungeons. I need to grind up rep with Thrallmar so I can buy that epic bow. There's a lot of things that need to be done with Trump rather than focusing on the Druid. So I would like to play the Druid this week, but I don't know if I'm going to find time for it. it might be a whole week of me just recording stuff that I'm doing with Trump mugshot. We're gonna check out Warmall Hill first. We are looking for Twilight Serpents. Should grab my normal water and replace the mana biscuits that I had. I am tracking beasts, so I should see them pop up on my radar. There's a warlock, mountain Gron. I didn't see anybody there. I did not. We have a demon infestation here. So we're gonna make our way over to Twilight Ridge, I suppose. There's one. Says it's down below me. So do we have like a cave network? There seems to be plenty of them. I don't know, I didn't see anything. Maybe it had an arrow pointing down simply because I'm flying in the air. I see. Iridescent skill. I wonder, see, it said 10% drop rate. Okay, so I need to do some things here because I'm set up for raid right now instead of soloing. Turn. Growl back on. And, yeah, we should be good. Okay. I like how they're actual snakes. They're not standing up like in that S formation. They're lying down on the ground in the tall grass, and just come across them almost surprised. Okay, I did not get any cobra scales off that one either. So we're just farming. Yeah, no cobra scales yet. I'll try to show you, since these animals last a little longer than the last time I was on Trump, I'll try and show you where I'm at with my rotation. For anybody who has been watching this, like pretty regularly, you know that I have had some difficulty and a little bit of kind of confusion as to how the rotation works. I feel like I'm missing something really obvious that's keeping my brain from really kind of grasping what should be a simple concept. Basically, I'm pretty much, more often than not, I seem to be in a 1-to-1 rotation, which means one auto shot, one steady shot. At the very end of that steady shot, I might have room to throw in a multi-shot, but it never seems to really work out fast enough to catch my auto shot at the right time. It just... I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong there. We got a competitor here. That's unfortunate. Okay. Oops. Okay, so there's one. Well, shoot. That didn't go well, and now I'm competing with somebody, so... auto shot, steady. And then I just kind of time it for the very beginning of that weapon swing timer. And if I do that, eventually, because steady shot is faster than my weapon swing timer, I end up with a gap long enough for me to get off a multi-shot also at the very end while not missing my next steady shot. And I understand that that's the concept. That's what you're shooting for. And that would then become a 2-to-1, I think, if I'm understanding things right. Hunter. Okay. But getting that right for a consistent amount of time over a long fight, like in fight conditions, has been pretty kind of sketchy for me. Because I get tense and I want to kind of button spam a little bit, so that's going to be part of me becoming a better player. Is becoming very consistent with my rotation regardless of raid conditions or people yelling in Discord, you know, not yelling, but we're really trying hard as a guild and everybody's pressing to be their best. Okay, so let me try something here. Now, Grand, Twilight, Serpents, Wowhead. Yeah, there's really just that one spot. Okay, well, what about the Shadow Moon Valley ones then? Coil Scar Cobras and Shadow Serpents. Coil Scar, was it Serpents? Cobras. Wrath of the Lich King, no. What's that place called? Shadow Moon Valley. Level 30 TBC? That can't possibly be right. Huh. They must be pets. Okay, they're kind of only in one spot also. And the other one was called Shadow Serpents. Shadow Serpents. Shadow Moon Valley. And they're actually a lot more plentiful. We should go check that out then. Let's fly back over this territory for the Twilight Serpents that we're currently looking for, but since we have competition and a relatively small population here, might be better. Oh, that's a multi-shot. So that's actually, there's another question I have with my rotation, and that's, where should I start it again? Like, it felt like I started at the end of my weapon swing timer, and it didn't impact my auto shot. Okay, so I've got 553 DPS off of a really basic rotation with no multi-shot. $621 DPS there. And I kind of messed up my rotation. I was really late getting my steady shot going, but I think that's what makes this class so forgivable, is that you've got 3/4 of a bar of a weapon swing timer to get your steady shot started. And as long as you do it within that time, then you should not miss an auto shot. So compared to other classes, that is a huge amount of forgiveness. So that you could be, you could mess that up pretty badly. And still be within the window of success. Looks like we got another competitor. See, there's like 4 of us out here now. There's a number of us, man. Okay, so we're gonna go check out Shadow Moon Valley. Okay, so are we there yet? Oh, that was funny. This is where we're going. And these things are up here. There's a small amount of them. And then there's a bunch of them from here to all the way out to here. Oh, this is where the end game is, huh? That's the Black Temple. That's where Illidan is at, yeah? I think so. Okay, so Shadow Serpents. We're at, we got about 10 minutes left if I want to keep this to an hour, so this will get you an idea of what I'll be farming. We'll scout these areas out. Wish I could move this. I know there's got to be a way. Okay. Right click, that didn't really do it. Shoot, man, every time I click it, it moves it. I effed up my map, dude. Okay, so I'm gonna tack this on at the end of last episode. Basically, the problem was Leatrix maps. So I went in and I redid my all my add, like I unclicked them all and stuff, and I just started adding them until I found the problem, and now the issue is fine, and I've reshaped my map and moved it up here to the top right corner so I can actually see where I'm going and stuff. But I've got 1 Cobra scale so far. I got it from this area right here, and it came from skinning. I mean, I assume it would come from skinning. I don't believe it's going to be a drop that is part of the loot table. I think you have to skin it. And that's how it happened for me. So now I'm looking for 1 more, and I'm heading out to this area all through here to find more Shadow Serpents. If I have ever seen this place before, it was a long time ago. This would be the first time I've been here in 20 years. Or somewhere thereabouts, you know. But I think I remember structures like this right here. So I'm almost positive I have been out here before. It's just been such a long time that I don't have clear, sharp memories of it. Okay, here's one. And it's dead, so just a free skin. No joy. Somebody might be out here farming primal airs. Here's another. Uh-oh. He did not aggro on my pet. I'm kind of shocked. What level are these things? 69. They would have aggroed if they were close enough. Here's homeboy that's out here probably farming primal air. Oh, here's another one. Yeah, they're going for these elementals. So that works out for us. Yeah, because again, those if those things drop primal air, then maybe I should farm that instead of spending 108 gold. Looks like I want to stay to the outer rim over here. Okay. Here's one. No joy. And it looks like we're at about the end of where they would spawn at, so it seems like while they can span across a pretty large area here, they don't seem to be very plentiful. I actually had better luck at the other spot in this zone, so we're going to make our way back to there. I want to know if my plater add-on is functioning as intended. Here we go. Okay, plater is up. Golly, I kind of tore through them in a hurry. Cobra scales. Okay. One of my guildies is asking how my recording is going, so I'm going to go ahead and answer her. I want to link her what I'm going to be making also, so that in case she needs it, she knows I can make it. Okay, so we're going to need 4 primal air. Alright, well let's get back to a city, a town, like this area right here, Shadow Moon Village. And we'll park Trump, hop over to the Mage, Halcyon Days, and see if I can buy 4 primal air. So you know what? Before I do that, I really do want to know if I can farm these things out here. And I want to know what the drop rate is. So, enraged air spirit. Asking Google, do enraged air spirits found in Shadow Moon Valley drop primal air? They drop motes of air. Primal air is created by combining 10 motes of air at a reagent bank. drop rate around 27%. Okay. Let's kill a few of these things and just see kind of what this looks like. I need my pet to aggro first. Elemental fragment. I haven't gotten a single mote of air yet, so I don't think this is worth it. I would rather buy it. Okay, we got a primordial essence there. Well, that's not the same. So yeah, I would rather buy it. Okay, well let's go do that. Okay, where is yon mailbox? There's actually not one here, is there? There's a flight path. No, there's one, okay. We can pop over to Halcyon Days. Okay, so Primal Air. I was gonna look up the other thing that they're made up of too, but I already forgot what they're called. So, Primal Air. Yep, 26 gold, 27 gold. We need 4 of them. So, that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Item not found. 4. Okay, that brings me down to 31 gold. So for her, just being a bank character, she's still got plenty of gold on her. Plus, there's more gold in from my AH sales right here in the mailbox. So from 31 gold, we're gonna jump up to 76 gold. See, man, I mean, I am so happy that I prioritized getting my mage into position to disenchant stuff while Trump was still leveling. That was kind of a careful balancing act. And I am right on the edge. I mean, I'm raiding tomorrow and I'm not ready. You know, I've got to get the last parts of it done today, but it looks like I'm going to be right on schedule. And I feel really good about those judgment calls I made because they were pretty close. They were kind of on the margins, but boy, the payoff has been tremendous. Just the ability to get my flying mount as soon as I hit 70 because of my Blood Elf Mage. Mostly. Yeah, I mean, Trump was doing a lot of heavy lifting, earning gold through dungeons, and then once he hit 70, earning gold from doing quests. But a lot of it was my mage and her ability to disenchant stuff. Really, that's been my primary moneymaker, is the disenchanted mats. Open all. Okay, now we're gonna pop open leatherworking. And, I need 4 heavy, not hide leather. So I can make... I can make 7 not hide leather out of the scraps that I have. And then I can make 3 knot hide leather. So we're now going to need 3 more knot hide leather to make the 4th heavy knot hide. So let's go do some more skinning. Now this is kind of exciting for me. We're making it happen. Just the fact I was able to figure out how to progress this here in TBC, which is different. I had to get those patterns, you know. I'm making progress again. Moving on up, as the old TV sitcom used to go. What was that called? The Jeffersons. Moving on up. Da, da. I used to watch that as a kid. Really wasn't allowed to watch a lot of things. Like, my parents were real careful about what I was exposed to as best as they could be. For example, they didn't like Scooby-Doo because it had to do with ghosts and, you know, witches and dark areas from the spirit realm, you know. So they didn't want that stuff in their kids' heads. So you might chalk that up as being silly. I might not argue with you, but their intent, I don't think, is foolhardy. I think I understand where they're coming from and how they're trying to protect. So I used to watch old sitcoms from like the 50s, and the music too. I listened to nothing but 50s music all the way up until high school. About the time Nirvana hit. So we're gonna get this hellbore here. Yeah. So, sitcoms from the 50s and 60s and 70s was where it was at. Something they felt was wholesome, and the Jeffersons were a part of that. I used to watch Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley. Not a whole lot of Laverne and Shirley. That was kind of deemed, I think my mom deemed that to be a little bit more, I don't want to say age inappropriate, but it's kind of meant for an older audience, you know. It's not like it was a dirty show or anything like that, but boy, we hit hard. We hit hard. Those crits pop. Not hide leather. Okay, where am I at right now? We need one more. Mote of Earth. Okay. We'll be selling that. Come on, buddy. Come down here, not hide leather. Heavy, not hide leather, I should say. And now, should make, or be able to make our cobra hide leg armor. Which I'm gonna go ahead and apply. And it's my weakest piece of equipment, I believe, but I'll just come back out and farm more if I need to. It doesn't seem like it's too awful hard to make. Well, it's expensive. It is expensive. But I got a raid coming up tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. There we go. 40 attack power and 10 crit strike rating. Oh, somebody's attacking me. One of these episodes I'll probably really focus in on cooking so I can get some really good food for my pet, because boy, he gets sad in a hurry, disgruntled. He temperamental. But you can see I'm now at 1205 attack power with 18.53% crit chance. And the opportunity at any time to gain another 300 attack power for 10 seconds whenever I crit. So, you know, it's not too bad. There's a couple quests that I can do to really get some good rings. Some BIS rings. I don't know if I'll be able to get that done before raid because I have so much to do with dungeons and I want to help. I want to help guildies out that are trying to make it to raid, particularly the priest that I mentioned. She is one of our main healers. So I would imagine that my time will be devoted to that. But we're going to go ahead and close this one out. We're at 31 minutes. I'll have to probably chop this up and tack it on at the end of the episode you've been watching so that it's all one episode for you and still try to keep it at about an hour. We'll see how that goes. Again, I'm Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. More importantly, I hope all is well in your neck of the woods, and I will see you in the next episode where this story continues.
This place ain't no such thing as civilized. It's man, so in love with greed, he has forgotten himself and found